What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we have got a gameplay with the diamond Paul George. I can't believe I said pink diamond because I just assumed it was going to be a pink diamond because we've already gotten not one but two diamond Paul Georges, and that is our third diamond Paul George. We've gotten three, yes, three diamond Paul Georges. It is absolutely ridiculous. There's actually, it doesn't seem like there's any reason to use this Paul George over either of the other Paul Georges. So I'm going to go and just compare them now on 2K19 Central, because they're honestly, if you're looking at the stats of all these cards, there does not seem to be that much of a difference. Like, there honestly doesn't. Like, if anything, a lot of people are saying that the best Paul George is actually the second diamond Paul George, even though in my opinion, for some reason, the first diamond Paul George I actually prefer, just because I prefer using him as a rebounding stretch 4. So now we're going to just show the comparisons. So of all these players, there is 6 difference between the first and the second one in total stats, and there is a 16 difference in total stats between the other two. So obviously the first diamond Paul George is way better at rebounding, and that's really where the majority of the stats come from. Pass perception is plus 37 on the newest 2 ones. Steal, however, is a minus 37 on the second Paul George. His open shot mid is a minus 11, which is not great. However, he's a plus 40 contact dunk, which is really where the stats come from. So this Paul George is actually worse than the middle Paul George. Plus 1 3 ball, I guess, is something. It's actually 100% worse than the middle Paul George. I personally prefer using the first one, but without doubt, this is probably the worst of all the Paul Georges. Yeah, I'm confident of saying that. And he doesn't even have any Hall of Fame badges. Like, this is probably the worst of all the Paul Georges, just because of the fact that he's a way worse mid-range shooter than the middle Paul George and has a way worse steal. And then from the first Paul George is a way worse rebounder. So honestly, this may be the worst of all the Paul Georges. But anyway, he's got 23 gold badges. This guy put them on. So he should be quite a good card anyway. In 5 games, this guy's used them. He has 10.8 points. He's got an open shot 3 of 90, contested 95 with the shoe, using Steve Kerr, so he goes a plus 5 anyway. And also, I will leave a link to the guy who's let me use his account's Instagram. He's a barber, and he's actually a really good barber. He cut my hair when I was in LA, and he's really good. So I will leave a link to his Instagram in the description anyway. But yeah, so Paul George, you kind of seen his stats. He's a good card, don't get me wrong, just maybe the worst of all the Paul Georges. But anyway, we've got Penny Hardaway at the 1, Paul George at 2, Scottie Pippen at the 3, at the 4 we've got Anthony Davis, and the 5 we've got Hakeem Olajuwon. Off the bench we have got Brandon Roy at the 1, Clay at the 2, Hedo Turkoglu at the 3, Andre Kirilenko at the 4, and Tom Giglio at the 5. With Giannis, I'm going to take out Chochi, and I'm going to put in, what centers does he have that I like? I'm going to put in Karl Anthony Towns and T-Mac Durant off the bench. So anyway, yep, this is the team I am using. Now let's go over the hot zones for Paul George, then we are going to get on to the game. So Paul George has got hot zones pretty much everywhere outside the 3, and he also has got a good few hot zones quite close to the basket, but none from the mid-range, which isn't great. Mid-range isn't bad by any means. However, it's not like last year's Paul George mid-range where he was just, not last year's, the middle Paul George mid-range where he's just completely money from that range. However, mid-range in the 80s is not bad by any means. Lights out shooter, as always with Paul George, his release is so cash, and he is still one of the best shooters in the game. While his release isn't base 11, some people actually don't really like base 11 and actually think Paul George's release might be better. If you guys watched the 250k tournament, literally TJ Erday did not miss with Paul George. So like, if you can get this guy's release down, he can be one of, if not the best shooters, one of the most dangerous players in the game. So Paul George in general, while this card is without doubt good, and if I do say anything negative, it's just in comparison to the other versions of Paul George, he's one of the most dangerous players in 2K, just like he is every single year. So anyway, now let's just green 1-3. And full white. Come on. Now let's get on to the game. Alright, so we're playing against Pink Diamond Giannis, Michael Jordan, Scottie, AD, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. So we're playing against a really good team here. This should be quite a tough matchup. Okay, the Xbox is definitely a different system. Obviously, it's a different system. That may be the most obvious thing I've said on this channel, but as in, like, it feels different to play on. Playing on PS4 and playing on PC don't feel too different. The Xbox definitely has a different feel to it, which is why I'm never the biggest fan of switching between systems. Good shot, Paul George. That is not, that's a good make, but that is not heavily contested. I don't know how that registered as heavily contested. I don't know why I just sent Paul George to post up, though. And we get called for a okay, I actually put Davis on the line instead of Paul George. We get called for a defense in 3 seconds. 97 free throw, clank. Really? Burnham, good pass, good dunk. Let's go. PG's actually been unbelievable on defense. Like, unbelievable. I just haven't been able to get a shot off with him because of the way this guy's playing off ball. Like, off ball's beatable. It is beatable, especially the way this guy's playing off ball. And anyone who says it's not just doesn't know how to play against off ball. It's gonna be very difficult for me to drop 30. Heck, it's gonna be even difficult for me to drop 20 with Paul George and win this game the way this guy's playing. Straight to the basket, Giannis, and one dunk. Let's go. Oh, come on. Bad shot. Oh, we should have been there for the steal. Gotta be one of us. It's gotta break to us. That's a bad shot. It's a 70 shot. 3. You gotta be kidding me. Let's go to Paul George. T-Mac. From mid. This has to be a joke. This can't be a real life. This actually can't be real life. This has gotten so ridiculous now that I'm convinced this is just me being screwed. And he's just flagrantly fouled him for no reason. Like, what the hell is going on in this game? What is going on? We're at 6 and they have the ball. We just may have given up a 4 or 5 point possession. Ball don't like. Good steal. To the basket, Paul George. Tough layup. Green light. That's a big shot right there. So I don't do it again. We got him surely burned. To the basket. Great dunk there by Paul George. Go back to 1 point game. Go all the way back. 3 ball. Full white by Paul George. Knocks it down. Let's go. He's hit some big shots. Like, I know he hasn't scored the most, but like 7's not a bad total for a half. Especially with the team we're playing against and the way this guy's playing against me. Paul George on the cut. Takes him about 4 seconds to catch the ball, but he still managed to put in the layup. Big shot by Hakeem. Full white. Knocks it down. Let's go. That's a really bad shot there. Good board. Paul George. They left him wide open for 3. Green light. Let's go. Big shot right there. To the basket. Easy dunk for George. Let's go. Left Gugliotta wide open for 3. Full white. Knocks it down. Big shot there. Wide open Brandon Roy. You've got to be kidding me. Like, I know that was the most dumb thing I could have possibly done, not taking the layup there, but you've got to be kidding that he didn't make that. Hall of Fame Limitless. Green. That makes up for it. His face. Tom Gugliotta for 3. Knocks it down. They leave Karolinko for 2. He can't hit it. Into the corner. Brandon Roy for 3. Knocks it down. Actually built up quite a sizable lead now. 13-point lead against a 5-out pick and roll cheeser. So this is going to be like a good win, to be honest. 3. Green light. Tom Gugliotta. Let's go. Full white. Knocks it down. Let's go. Okay, leads them to 19. I think I can comfortably say we've won this. With Gugliotta playing a really starring role with 5 3-pointers in this third quarter, and we built up a 22-point lead. Okay, wide open for 3. Green light. Let's go. 21 now. Fade away. Paul George puts it in. Let's go. Like, he's had a solid enough game now. He's up at 23 points. Leads now 22. Paul George in his face from mid. Doesn't matter. Brandon Roy's there. Hits it anyway. Okay, they left him wide open for 3. Full white. Knocks it down. Paul George. From a little bit deep. Full white. Hits the 3. So in the end, Paul George was 14 and 22, which was really good, especially because he was 9 of 12 in the second half with 22 points. That was an unbelievable second half there. First half, he wasn't great. 50% from the field, 11 points. However, in the second half, 9 of 12, which is unbelievable. He had 33, 3 and 3, plus 19 when he was on the floor. Tom Gugliotta had 15, was plus 13, 5 of 7 from 3, and I'm pretty sure he had 5 in a row, or 5 of 6. Keem at 11. Giannis at 10. Brandon Roy at 7. Clay at 3. Scotty at 2, Davis at 2, Penny didn't score, Karolinko didn't score, T-Mac didn't score, and Hito and Kat didn't play. So anyway, that's the video. Paul George is really good, don't get me wrong. he's just no better than the other Paul Georges. If you guys want to watch all 3 of Paul George's gameplays, I've done gameplays with all 3 of them, and they all feel the exact same. I prefer the rebounding one. The other one is a better shooter, the middle one, and this one is kind of like everything that's, well, it's basically like the first one without the rebounding and a 40 plus contact dunk, which really inflates its stats. So honestly, it's just great card, unbelievable card. Just obviously just not worth buying. Unless he's the cheapest of the 3, then it's fine. If he ends up being a really cheap Diamond Paul George, it could be great. Other than that, really, there's no point. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.